No. You know what the problem is, Ted? Here's the problem. You always make random friends, okay?
But not the friends I want.
Don't tell the story that you want all the guys you've ever talked to be 25-year-old hot chicks. Here's the problem.
That's true, though.
You talk to weird people, and then you continue to talk to weird people.
It's my fault. I am partially enabling them.
You are.
Yeah.
You absolutely are enabling them.
So I need to set boundaries.
But you never do. Like we're in the airport, right? The first thing I say to these guys is, I don't want any. We're waiting for our flight. I don't want any airport friends. Some guy says something. You guys play golf? And I immediately go, no, not really. What does idiot boy do? Yeah, of course we play golf. Do you play golf? Let's talk about golf. Hey, random airport asshole. Yeah. Why don't you be my friend?
He's misremembering stuff. Actually, what happened was, I'm assuming you're talking about O'Hare. So they were at the bar before me. So by the time I got there, they already had made a new friend for life.
No, we didn't.
Your former
he was already ignored.
Okay.
I will not be ignored.
Well, not by George, obviously.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to pull a little. What's that one where she throws the rabbit in the?
Oh, that's a Fatal Attraction.
Yeah, I was waiting for. I will not be ignored. I'm like, well, there ain't no burning pot and there ain't no rabbit, so I'm not worried, man. But yeah,
Ted, you know what? I think the opposite of Matt. I think guys like you are interesting and you strike up conversations, and that's all about interacting and talking. Maybe if it's 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm marching to a flight or something, I got my coffee. I don't want to talk to people. But if you're on a way to a golf trip, you jacked up. Let's go.
I don't mind being friendly. I'm just saying I'd rather just have the people randomly approach me just being hot chicks. That's all. That's not a lot to ask.
Yeah. But that's his thing.
Is it a coincidence they're just old dudes?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The problem is at no point does Ted ever get, no hot woman ever approaches Ted to talk to him.
Because you would be singing a different tune if it were.
Oh, well, I told you, I cock-blocked George at the airport. I think it was the Phoenix airport, right? Tucson?
You mean Phonix?
Yeah, I don't remember where it was, but our buddy George, his wife passed away, so he's single, and so we went and found out that our flight was canceled, and I was pissed. And George is don't. And George is sitting there, and I'm kind of sitting in between George and this woman, and I don't realize that the two of them are talking. I'm just angry now. I'm just angry that we're not going to get to.
What else is new?
Yeah, we're in the Phoenix airport, and I know I'm not going to get to my flight. I'm like, we're going to get in at like 5 o'clock in the morning. We got a 10 o'clock tea time. I'm going to be pissed, and I plop down, and George and this woman are talking, and I was like, fuck and shit, and I'm just doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden I realize that this woman is trying to talk to George. And I'm just like, oh man, and I'm like, I completely messed this up, and then I don't know how to fix it, so I'm trying to help, and you know what? I'm not a good helper.
Just made it worse.
Hey, Mr. Helper.
He dug a hole. Well, actually, here's what really happened. So, yeah, obviously through no fault of Matt's. So this attractive woman who
here's what really happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So this attractive woman who was obviously waiting for her flight was sitting to Matt's right. Matt was in the middle, and George was there. And obviously that was already there, so Matt didn't do that on purpose. And then Matt went up, I think, to use the bathroom or something. So George was obviously having some communication with this woman. And then Matt just saunters back with no frame of reference, like a little kid who just wandered in the room, and then plopped down between him and just went blah, 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 and just ruined everything. Okay, that's what really happened. Right?
I think your version's a little bit better.
I mean, I didn't even have I
admit it.
It ruined the vibe for me. I wasn't even having a vibe. And my vibe was ruined.
I 100%.
Because I was on George's side.
I just 100% wasn't paying any attention to what was going on.
You didn't read the room.
And then so she does her thing, and then it's kind of over. They stop talking. She gets up and leave, and George looks right at me. He goes, what the fuck? and I'm still completely oblivious to what's going on. I go, what the fuck? What? I mean, we're not going to get on our flight. Blah blah. He goes, Did you not see I was talking to her? And then all of a sudden, it's like one of those things where you're just like, the house is on fire. Holy shit, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I look over, and I was like, oh, yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it? Yeah. And he goes, she was pretty. I go, yeah, she was. Yeah.
No,
now she's gone.
It's like the movie. It's like the movie The Usual Suspects, where whoever the detective is interviewing the Kevin Spacey character, and then he finally leaves, and then he puts it all together, and he goes, Kobayashi. And it's like Kobayashi in the bottom of the cup, and he just realized everything.
Yeah,
was lied to.
Yeah, and then I ran out. And I couldn't find the woman. I tried to grab her and drag her back. I ran out in the hall. I'm like, where's this woman who's talking to George? I go, what? God damn it! And yeah, that was it.
That's so funny. And George, after you realized he was talking to a hot chick, you're like, well, what's going on here? Oh my God.
Yeah, I felt so bad, right? Because they were clearly, again.
Except to you.
No. In hindsight, they were clearly getting along and having a nice conversation.
But obviously not bad enough because you didn't give up your flight. You didn't. You didn't write a letter of apology.
I told
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I told George I was sorry. I was like, I was a little preoccupied,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we've
Yeah.
had nothing but bad luck on flights, right?
That's true. Yeah, it was.
I mean, the fact that my last flight was actually on to, when we went to Phoenix
because it was a
last
direct
week.
flight. Yeah.
Yeah, but even that was on time
Yeah.
was amazing to me.
So something about that Phoenix to Tucson connection is like the Bermuda Triangle, man. It's just something. Planes don't show up. Planes get towed from the runway back to the game.
It's because half of America is going back and forth to Arizona to play golf and get away.
Yeah,
and
they are.
it's spring break.
Yeah.
My daughter was just out there for
Okay.
a bridal shower. I mean, that place just pulls them in.
It was rocking, man. It was rocking and rolling, and yeah, thank God it was a direct flight, and we didn't have to sleep in the airport and all that kind of crap. But what are you going to do?
Well, hope
All
you had fun.
Listen, I got in the mail from our last guest, Zool.
Oh, yeah.
I got his kid's book,
Nice.
Funk the Duck.
Nice.
Okay, now
He talked about this on the
he
cast.
did,
That's
he
funny.
did. Okay, it is it is about a duck that basically goes on an adventure and takes a crap everywhere.
So it's like a hip. It's like a hippo.
I'm not even messing with
It's like a hippo.
It is just. I mean,
Where's the name Funk? Is it relevant to the story, or is that just?
It's-
I think
I
it
think
means
it's-
F the duck. So instead of saying funk the duck, it's actually
yeah, instead
F
of dunk the fuck,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
funk the duck.
Yeah.
I mean, so he goes. This is so funny. So he sends me. We're emailing back and forth. He goes, "How old are your kids?" And I'm just like in the email. I was like, all right, man, we are not doing this, whatever, But the reason he asked was because he wanted to know if, I wanted a kid's book. And I'm like, well, they're, in their 20s and 30s. And I go, but I got a granddaughter coming. He goes, perfect. I wrote a kid's book. I mean, and it's, it's really interesting. And I told him, I said, you know what, at some point, especially when the kid's little, I can just read that and just the soothing, my soothing voice, no matter what. Hold on, oh damn it, the bookmark fell out. Oh crud! It was. Where's the one where he takes a shit? Oh god darn it! I knew I wouldn't be able to find it, but yeah, he takes a crap in front of a toad. He takes a crap in front of a snake. It's just like what the fuck? I showed it to my wife. She goes, this is just about a duck that takes a shit everywhere. I go, yeah, but it's fun.
I think the duck,
kids take shits.
Duck is a euphemism for something else. It's not really a duck. It's basically
I don't know. It looks like a duck, but okay.
a man who's a malcontent in society is what it really is.
Wow, Ted, getting deep on us here.
Wow. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I use the cartoon analogy.
And he also adds, and he sends a nice little letter. He says, also, if you guys ever decide to do a show about poop, consider me as a guest.
Okay, I'm getting a Japanese scat porn vibe right now. I'm getting a Japanese scat porn vibe.
Let me know. I'll be out of town on that show.
Don't go down that road. I beg you. I beg you.
Why, Ted? Ted's all of a sudden getting all red over here. I don't know.
It's crazy. It is very crazy. All right. Let me get this thing started, and then we'll talk about. I got some update stuff. This is the Real 3Ds podcast, and today in history, way back in 1975, the number one song in America was. Any guesses? 1975.
Staying Alive by the Bee Gees?
That's actually a pretty good guess.
thank you.
I think it was 76 when that came out.
My bad.
Car wash.
Love Will Keep Us Together by Captain and
Tennille.
Tennille. Love will
Okay.
keep us together. Yeah, I mean, it's funny.
And me forever.
Yeah. When some sweet talking girl comes along. Yeah, I mean, I know it's funny. I played the song. I know all the words. This is what a sickness. Yeah,
Because you heard it about 8,000 times.
yeah, no kidding. All right, weirdly, Captain and Tennille were married for 39 years and just got divorced in 2016.
Is that right?
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the captain is dead. He died in 2019. Yeah, and Tennille is still alive and single. So, fellas, if you want to hit that up,
Well,
go ahead.
they lasted longer than Sonny and Cher.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Is Sonny still alive? Any guesses?
No, he hit that tree
Dude,
when he was
he
skiing.
skied
He hit
into
a
a
skiing
tree.
accident. He skied into a tree like about 10 years ago.
It's been more like 30
Sorry, it's
years
not funny.
ago.
That's not funny. But what a
But-
fucked
but
up,
you-
stupid way to go.
Well, I think that happened to one of the Kennedy cousins too. They were on like some ski trip, and the dude like just skied into a tree at like full speed, and man, that's rough.
You know what's funny? We went skiing a lot and like alpine, and went through the trees and trails. We could have easily. I mean,
Oh,
at any
for
point,
sure.
Any point we could have just brained ourselves.
Oh yeah, and you weren't wearing a helmet or anything like that.
No, purple helmet, but that's it. All right, so last show I talked about peeing in the shower. You two said you do it all the time. Okay.
Not all the time, just out of necessity. We didn't.
I do think about it now when I take a shower.
You're making it sound like we're like purposely going into the shower just to take a piss, even when we're not taking a shower now. So let's not misconstrue the situation.
At least turn the water on and pee into the shower
Why don't we just
bathe
in it too while we're at it?
All right, our listeners checked in, and much to my dismay. Oh, and this is so gross. Both girls and guys think it's okay to pee in the shower.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see. Jenny from Indianapolis, Tamara from Liverpool, England, and several dudes, including Mickey from Los Angeles, all said it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what a golden shower is, right?
That has nothing to do. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing. No,
so I'm just saying,
you're not going to describe
not a
that
big deal.
at no point.
I didn't say I was.
At no point. But I put way more stock in Earl from Spokane and Wendy from Melbourne, who had to say, "What if everyone was peeing in there? Then it's not a it's not a shower. It's a toilet." Yes. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Let's see. Also, last show we talked about Easter candy, and I mentioned Scanza chocolates. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. That I had never heard of the company before. All right. So Ellis from Missouri, Ben from Fayetteville, Arkansas, and Faith from Carlsbad, California, said that Scanza chocolates and candies are fantastic. And Nash from Newberry, Louisiana, said limoncello almonds are the best candy he's ever had.
So this is the company that covers fruits and nuts in chocolate and obviously other flavors.
Yeah, and they have, and it's funny because I looked it up today to see what the limoncello stuff was because I was thinking about ordering it, but it's just too much money to just order one thing. But they have like light covered and heavy covered. So you can get like really thick chocolate covered things or really thin chocolate covered things. So I guess for whatever you want.
Okay. Good to know.
And in my travels, since I have traveled to Arizona now 3 times and been to the Phoenix airport and the Chicago airport, I can say this. The Phoenix airport has way better toilet paper than the Chicago airport. Much thicker, much better.
I can't remember the last time I took a shit at the airport. Why would you do that? You're saying that you've done it every time, 6 times?
Yeah, you get off the plane and you take a shit.
No one does that.
Everyone does that.
Not unless you're like sick or you got something wrong with your stomach. But no one, like if you're landing on here and you're
waiting for your bags. You're waiting for your bags.
So,
it's the perfect amount of time to take a shit.
Okay, hold on.
What you and Suck the Duck book taking? You're the only 2 people taking.
I'm waiting for my bag, so I got time to take a shit. Sure.
It's just the
Who
quick
thinks that?
dump. I had to go play golf, man. Each time I get off the plane, I got to go play golf.
So circumstances are a little different there. I suppose if you're hitting the airport and going right to the golf course, then maybe. But I don't know how you know the toilet paper is better at either airport. That means you've been there multiple times.
You don't take a dump before you get on an airplane.
Hell no.
I'm getting on the airplane.
I avoid
at 6
those
a.m.
airport toilets.
It was my morning dump.
The airport toilets are some of the grossest toilets in the freaking world.
I'm not licking them.
You're sitting on it, aren't you?
You piss in a shower.
Yeah, it's my piss, my shower.
Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pee on the seat first, then I'm going to sit on it, and then I'm going to take a dump.
I think Scott was trying to say is that not everybody has the urge to poo just when they get off a plane. That's all I'm saying. You know,
nobody
not everybody,
does.
Yeah,
no,
not everybody.
I mean,
yeah.
Only
Really?
people going into the shitter airport are someone that's sick, or they're so they had something bad to eat.
Mental patient. Yeah, just something.
Or they're going on like a 7-hour flight to Germany.
Mental patient.
Meeting a male prostitute in the bathroom like Larry Craig from
Mental patient. That's that.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so I'll tell you a funny bathroom story. So we walk. So this last trip, Jimmy and I are flying out to Phoenix. I walk into the bathroom at near the baggage terminal to take a dump, and I walk in.
That's so fucking crazy.
And there's our buddy Charles right there.
No kidding.
Yep, he's in because he was down there too. So his flight came in, and I walk in, and I go, hey. Charles goes, hey, and I go, come on, man, and I give him a big hug, right? And then I look around, and I go like this. I go, this isn't a weird bathroom hug, man.
You did this in the bathroom?
Yeah. I go like this. I go. I knew him before I got here.
No, you know what's weird? When you go into the bathroom, you see somebody, you mention them, hey, buddy, and now everybody knows his name.
Dude, I was hugging a man in the toilet at the Phoenix airport, and I'm telling you right now, the whole place, before I say anything, the whole place was just like, oh, this is going to get ugly
Well,
real fast.
some men might be jealous of that, actually.
They're going to go into the stall.
George Michael.
Go in the stall.
Yeah, it was so funny. And I'm like, I go, the people you meet in a airport toilet.
Was Charles coming through for the same reason?
He was there for work to golf, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, and we ended up golfing together on Thursday before we left.
Good dude.
Yeah, it was
Good
a lot
dude.
of fun.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Oh, Teddy, before we get rolling, we got a lot of time. Okay. This seems impossible, but Teddy told me this on, when did we go out drinking? Sunday? Yeah, Saturday, Sunday?
Every day?
We don't know. It's all a blur. Yeah, a couple of days ago, whatever.
You ready for this? And Scott, you tell me if you've ever heard this before, because I didn't believe it. I had to verify it with other people.
Okay.
Teddy's got a vending machine in his office that accepts tips. Have you ever heard of that before?
Well, I have a couple questions.
Yes.
All right. Are the tips like a little plastic cup taped to the side of the machine and people shit in it, or put stuff in it?
Teddy,
or
you can tip the machine, right?
Or you put your credit card in, C4, clunk, clunk, clunk. Would you like to tip?
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah. Obviously, it's defaulted to no tip, but there is like up to 25% tip. I'm thinking about leaving a 25%. I'm actually thinking about leaving a 50% tip and then suing them like as a class action lawsuit
For harassment.
Yeah,
for sexual harassment.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, it's not your machine. It's a machine at where you work.
It's just a kiosk. It's a remote kiosk. It's just a little break room.
So how did
that's
you
unmanned.
discover this little?
I bought like a bag of chips or something, and it's like you put the dollar in, and then you just scan your credit card, and then it's like before you get to that final stage, like you said, it says, "Would you like to leave a tip?" It's just like, but actually that's actually common now. So even like on
What?
like for example,
I've never seen that.
on to-go orders. Like for
When's
example,
the last time you used a vending machine?
there's a
I
restaurant.
haven't used a
It's been
vending
a while.
machine.
It's been a long time.
I can't even remember.
Yeah.
There's a restaurant not too far from me where I come in to just pick up the food, and when I'm filling out the little iPad, and they say, "Would you like to leave a tip?" And obviously I say no. But even at Starbucks, it's common now. So you go to Starbucks drive-through, they give you the little credit card slider to put your credit card in, and they ask you, "Would you like to leave a tip?" They don't specifically ask you. They just now what they say at Starbucks and other places, somewhere they say it's going to ask you a question.
Well, yeah, and it's like, and it starts now 22%, 26%, 31%, no tip. And
Wait, the lowest is 22%
in a
now?
lot of them. Yep.
Well, don't forget this too. When you go to a lot of restaurants, which I haven't been
What
to in a
the
while,
hell?
so a lot of restaurants are doing this. They have a service charge that they don't call a tip, and then they say, "Would you like to leave a tip on top of the service charge?" And we're not even talking about a party of six. Where usually a party of six they automatically add an 80% gratuity.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like there's a service charge.
Like if you and I went in
Yes.
to have a couple of beers,
Yes.
they would put a service charge on top?
Depending where you go, yeah. So, like, say we went and had a meal, and it was like, say, $50. They might charge like a $15 service charge, and then they'll say, "Would you like to leave?" And then they'll leave a slot for the tip.
You know what? I got to be honest with you. If I was a server there, I would say, please end this, because I'm the kind of guy that after a couple of beers would be like, no, man, I tip because you did a good job.
Right.
And I'm almost all, I mean, you literally would have to. You would have to hit me with something, like on purposefully hit me with something. Have the worst day of your life for me not to give you some sort of tip, okay? But when it's automatic, I'm just like, man, that's fucked up. Charge me a little bit more, but don't add shit in because it's a service thing. Because technically, if you were shitty, and 99% of the people I get are not. They're fantastic. They're wonderful, right? They work hard. They bring you what you want. You ask them for stupid crap. Like we went out when we were out in Phoenix. Jimmy orders. I hate. He's another guy I hate eating with. Right? Can I get a chicken Caesar wrap? Yeah. Okay. Now, here comes all the stuff. He doesn't like Caesar.
He doesn't like wraps.
He doesn't like tomatoes. He doesn't want onions.
No
but he
croutons,
wants
yeah.
this. And can I get this instead? And can I get these three things? And I'm looking at the girl and I'm just like, if you're going to spit, just spit in his food. Because I just wanted, you know what I wanted? I wanted a number 7, exactly the way it came. I don't do anything to it. Have the guy who's making it just spit in Jimmy's food.
So some restaurants are actually going out of their way to say we don't accept tips just to kind of ease the anxiety of some customers, because I know it's become like a quote-unquote a tipping culture now.
It is a tipping culture, 100%.
And then the opposite is there's some restaurants that actually say we're going to charge you a tip because we're trying to cover the employee's health insurance or something.
Yeah,
and that's
that's
when
all
That's a
bullshit.
you thing, man,
It's all-
not a me thing.
because
That's all
that's
bullshit.
really just being underpaid. It's almost like you ever go to like, for example, I was at Ace Hardware not too long ago, and they say like my bills say like $18.30. Would you like to round it up to $19
Yes,
to do this?
yes.
I'm like, you're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You do it.
Well,
You do it. I mean, I've done it a few times just because to expedite
it's
things.
for a donation, so they're not keeping the money. But
Right. But I'm saying, but like that's the new thing. So that's like an indirect tip where it's
Yeah, but I
like they
pick
say,
where
would
I
you
wanna
like to round
donate.
up? Yeah, but they round up. They say, would you like to round up to like X amount, even if it's a few cents, just to donate to Lurie Children's Hospital or something. I say, sure, it's not a big deal.
I'm sure you saw that at the airports when you bought your magazine or your water. You go to the self-serve at the airport in those little stores, and it's,
Kiosks, yeah.
you want to round up every single time. I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
Right, but that adds up. It's like a toll. Just I mean, think about thousands of people, transactions. That adds up to millions of dollars.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
It's like saying, let's raise your property taxes to help pay for the Bears' new stadium. That's kind of what it's like in a way.
You heard that the plan for Indiana for the Bears' new stadium.
There's no Indiana.
Okay, but whatever. Here's what they did. They already passed a bill. If they get the Bears, they're going to raise the tolls
Yeah.
on the Indiana tollway,
Sure.
which already is the worst.
Was like $7.
the
I think
worst traffic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know. I don't know. Actually, don't know how much it costs.
It's about
but it's
$7,
the
$8.
worst
It's about
traffic.
$7.50
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I remember when it used to be
they're
like
gonna raise
$2.10.
it so that they can have the Bears get a stadium for the Bears in Indiana. I'm like, you know what? At some point, it'll get to the point where I'm just going to avoid Indiana.
Well, all the Bears fans will be going
Yeah.
back and forth, so they're just going to pay
Right,
twice.
well,
You might as well raise your
they're already
taxes.
paying.
Well, don't forget when the dear Richard M. Daley, who was the mayor of Chicago forever, he sold the rights to the toll road to a private company,
Yeah,
and
he
they
fucked us.
have the right to for like $2 billion. And that was to basically fund unfunded pension liabilities in Illinois at the time. And so I guess this private entity has the right to raise the price to the toll roads to up to like $10+ eventually. So yeah, they're going to come out way ahead. Way ahead.
They're going to make trillions.
Yeah.
Okay, two things before we get to Teddy, and we got to do it fast. This is awesome, and we want to help everybody. That's what we're here for. Glen Canyon National Park in Arizona has issued a quicksand alert. Okay, now I
heard how to survive in quicksand.
I believe I mentioned this before that I missed quicksand, so I am excited to see that it is back. Okay, now if you get stuck in quicksand, okay, stay calm. Short, slow movements, lean back, and try to float and find firmer ground. Again, we're here to help.
Good one. It's like you're getting caught in a riptide.
Lean back and realize you're fucked.
I mean, wasn't every movie in the world had
Just do
quicksand?
the backstroke.
No, remember what was that Atari game Pitfall? Oh, the guy's on the vine and we fall down into the hole. It's like always fell in the quicksand or something, like a volcanic pit.
I mean, they
I
even
miss
made
Pitfall.
video games about it, and then it
I
just
miss Pitfall.
disappeared.
Yeah.
And so I am glad it's back. Okay, and then this is bizarre. I sent you guys this text. Okay, in the last 30 days, and so we can see kind of the stats of what happens with our show, right? In the last 30 days, and this has never happened before in the history of the show, so I blame Scott for this. We actually have 4% more listeners in Vietnam than in America. And America makes up normally 60% of all our listeners. So about 40% are from other countries. At this point, over the last 30 days, we have a higher percentage of listeners in Vietnam than in America. It's never happened before.
Coincidentally, I love Vietnam. Thank you,
The
Vietnam.
largest
Yes.
percentage
Thank you,
of the
Vietnam.
overall audience. So
The
if we have
overall
100
audience for the last
so if
30
we have 100
days.
people, 30% of America, 38% are from Vietnam. Something like
Yes.
is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No shit.
Thank you,
Yes.
Hanoi
Is
and
that
Saigon.
crazy?
Thank you, Hanoi and Saigon.
Yeah, so Ted, keep talking about how great the prostitutes are in Vietnam. I think they're listening.
I never said that.
What are you talking about? You talk about it all the time.
I think
talked about-
it's just great for tourism.
You talked about the beautiful bidets.
Beautiful-
in
beautiful
some
bidets.
restaurant that or gas station you stopped
Culture.
Yeah. All right. So we have a guest, and he's waiting. So let's get to your tip. We'll get to your. Let's do your sponsor first, and this is kind of a big time one. This summer, fresh off of copyright protection, Paramount Pictures brings you a version of The Little Engine That Could that will make you wish it couldn't. Coming this June, you will sleep with both eyes open because if you don't, you won't see what's coming. It's The Little Engine That Kills. Watch your beloved little engine get revenge on the bigger engines that forced it to do all the hard work for all of those years. You will never ride a train again. There will be boxcars of bodies when this ride is over. The Little Train That Kills. There's no tracks that can hold this murder machine. Rated R for insane amounts of violence and graphic train sex. Hey, man.
Graphic train
Graphic.
sex.
Train sex. Yeah, I mean, once you lose copyright, look at what they did with Winnie the Pooh and all that stuff. Once you lose copyright, it's just a hellish nightmare. It really is.
Right. Okay.
All right, Teddy. For the 200, I love saying this, for the 215th time, are you ready for your tips, sir?
You know what? This time I'm just not going to answer. I'm just going to stay silent and stay ambiguous.
Yep.
So you can use.
But you are answering.
You can use your best judgment.
Okay, here we go. Ted, recently we had a friend. Recently a friend had a fire at his house without. This is the hard part. Without consulting me, my husband offered for him and his wife to stay with us while things get straightened out. We have a room and it's been fine. Problem is, it's been a month and their house won't be ready for at least 6 more months, and they have to go. We have been dropping very subtle hints, but now it's time for us to close the door. What can we do to nicely say it's time to go? Angel and Tim in Boise, Idaho. Now listen to this. I love this part. If you are interested, in a couple of weeks, we have Hemp Fest. Sounds like fun. You guys would have so much fun. Unfortunately, you cannot stay with us. We aren't doing that for a while.
Well, at least they're following the theme of all the other people that have asked us over.
Yeah. No, people offer us for us to come. They are saying, no, you cannot stay with us. They've had enough. All right, Teddy, how can they get rid of a nice gesture that has now, to Angel's opinion, has now gone wrong and needs to end.
And these are just family friends, right?
No. A friend.
A friend.
Recently a friend.
So
had
not
a fire
family,
at his house.
not family, which is a big differentiation.
Huge difference.
So on a side note, I've never been to Idaho, but I heard it's beautiful and the real estate prices are through the roof there. Just FYI, I heard it's like the new, because people are working remotely now. A lot of people go to Idaho because it's beautiful. Okay, that's a side thing. But anyway, so the first thing is, number one, your
FYI.
Your spouse unfortunately broke the circle of trust temporarily by agreeing to let these people move into your house without your knowledge or consent or input.
That seems like
that's a big one. That's a big one. So that could be a residual thing that could last well beyond this.
It will.
That being said,
someone has not gotten laid
or someone's not going to be getting laid anytime soon. So the old adage is here's actually the most important piece of advice here for not you folks necessarily because the horse is already out of the barn, but just in general. No matter what the sad story is, never let anyone move into your house.
That's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah. So that's the real tip. So, but for your specific tip, now that they're there,
they got to get rid of them. She wants them out.
Obviously, you could do the direct things. Ask them to say, hey, you know what? We thought you were going to stay here for a month. It's going to be 6 months. We're not comfortable with that. Whatever. Blah blah blah. If you could just please go find an extended stay or something. Red Roof Inn,
like Amityville Horror. Get out.
Yeah. Or you could be a little creative. My creative take on this would be you could do 2 things. You could do 3 things actually. You could just say, oh, you know what? We didn't know you were staying this long. I didn't know if you knew this, but we actually had our mother-in-law or a 2BD family member that was going to come over, and they were supposed to stay with us, and they were actually going to use that room. And so please, and actually you could even pay a relative or somebody to come over as if they were coming over, just to give the impression that hey, we were already supposed to come over, and now we can't come because these people are already in our room. So it's a conflict.
Just have random somebody come over. Hey, we're here to stay. Who the fuck?
Yeah. So that's number one. And then unfortunately,
that would be so awesome.
Yeah. So you pay your family, you pay a cousin, just say, hey, we had it pre-planned in advance that our cousin was going to stay with us for make up whatever you need to make. Pay the cousin a few bucks or something.
Hold on. Angel and I didn't see it. Was it Angel and Tim? I just remember Angel. Listen, we'll do it. If you, I will literally. We'll come out there to golf. If you set this up. We will be just like, hey, we're here. We're going to stay. Well, who's that? Why are they in our room? You said we could stay here.
We could have like a podcast special from their house at Hempfest.
That's it.
I mean, seriously.
You let us stay and I promise we'll leave, right? You let us stay for the weekend of Hempfest for free. At your house. You're right. I mean, we'll buy you dinner. And
we'll get you out of a jam.
And Idaho's really nice.
Oh,
we will get you out of a jam. We'll be pretty high, so make sure that they leave right away because I got to be 100% honest. Once all the hemp, once whatever hits in, I'm probably going to spill the beans. So make sure that we can run them out when we're sober. Yeah, but that that's creative tip number 1. Yeah, you had it pre-planned that a family member was going to stay with you, and unfortunately these people overstayed their welcome. So now there's a scheduling conflict. So please,
you have to go, not because we would love you to stay for the next 6 months,
Lies.
but we do have this family member coming.
Okay.
And they were
All right,
staying
so
in this
what's the
room.
next one?
Next one is, okay, now it has to escalate a little bit because, you know, if you don't want to tell them the truth, just say, you can put broken toothpicks into the locks of the door with super glue so they can't actually get into the house. That's tip number 2. But then you can't get in the house either, so that doesn't make any sense. So tip actually, okay.
Well thought out as usual.
Yep.
Here's the best. Here's the score.
That's a deep fake right there.
Here's the score.
Nobody can get in the house.
Here's
Guess we're all fucked.
Here's the score. Okay, here's the scorched earth tip. Here's the scorched earth tip. The scorched earth tip is you have to put a dead rodent or cockroaches in their room to
That's
show that
what
there's
I'm
an
talking
infestation.
about. Yep, right there.
And you know, guys, the room is uninhabitable. We have to get professional Terminex.
Put a snake in there
Firebomb
somewhere.
it. Yeah, there's a. Your room, unfortunately, is built on an Indian burial ground like Poltergeist, and we need
Get the local petting zoo to just drop off all the animals right in there, just in their room though, just in their room.
Yeah. Or you put raw shrimp in the vents so it smells so bad. It was like we can't pinpoint where this is coming from.
Oh my God.
We need to evacuate this room. Guys, unfortunately, that was the only room available for you. We apologize profusely. Let's take you to dinner, but let's take you to Extended Stay America while we figure this out.
Let's take you to dinner, but first, why don't you guys pack up?
Yeah.
All right, Jock.
This is where Tim grabs the guy and goes off for a beer or a cigar and says, "Dude,
let's get a reality."
time to go. I thought you'd stay for a month, not 6.
Actually, okay.
And you got to go.
My recommendation is dead rodent and cockroach combination with raw shrimp in the vents. That just creates a untenable situation. Guys, we got to problem solve this. We got a professional in there. The room is it's been condemned.
Okay, Ted, hold on a second. I want to see Jock, which one of those terrible ideas did you think would work best?
Well, I think you're right. They're all terrible. I think that they're not
obvious.
as bad as taking a dump in an airport.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
But
I take exception to that, sir.
Well, we know who the smartest guy in the room is now. At least, yes. Please,
you
continue.
got to lie in this situation, right? You have to tell the lie. What are you going to do?
Yes, sir.
What are you going to do?
We need the room back.
No, you
just got to tell the lie.
Teddy, I was hoping you were going to say that the guy would just come clean and say, "Listen, I screwed the pooch, man. I didn't ask my wife, and it's not working out, and I want to have sex sometime in the next 3 years."
Oh, that's
you guys
a good one too.
go.
Yeah, you could say too, "My wife's going to divorce me if you don't leave." You can say that too, but then
more lies.
Wait, why are you bringing it positive?
That's the truth.
More lies.
You're bringing a positive into
probably
that.
the truth. Which is probably the truth. So yeah.
Oh man, okay. So let's do this. I always love to see if because sometimes I got to be honest with you, Ted. Sometimes you come up with great ideas, and our guests know that you did, and they're impressed. I feel like Jock was not impressed.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
pretty
blame
sure.
him. I don't blame him. I'm not impressed either. I'm not impressed
It's
either.
a tough question. That's a tough question to answer. That's a bad one.
That is.
I mean,
Okay.
what would you
That's a tough one.
No. All right. Our guest this week is Jock Helblade, and he is the executive director of Unforgettable for Gatonia, and the man who's going to tell us all about Macomb, Illinois, and how they turned their town into the world's largest interactive Monopoly experience. Jock, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right,
It's great to be
Jock.
here. I'm glad you guys heard about it, and I'm glad to talk about it.
It's awesome.
No, it is. I tell you what, it is really cool, especially when it's someplace that's around, not far from where we are and everything.
But-
and it's such a neat thing.
But for a worldwide audience who might not know where Macomb, Illinois is, can you just tell us where it is in relation to Chicago, which probably most people know? Like, where's Macomb?
Yeah, well, the joke is that Macomb, it's right next to my brush. But
That's a good one.
but it's in West Central Illinois. It's
Okay.
about a 3.5 hour, 4 hour drive. But you can get on the Amtrak and it drops you off right in the middle of Macomb.
Okay.
You can pick that up downtown Chicago or any. So
Awesome.
yeah, West Central Illinois, and in the middle of Fort Gatonia.
Yeah. And now, is
Gatonia.
that part of the Route 66 thing? Are you guys on Route 66?
No,
Or
we're
close to it?
we're not far from it. Yeah, we're half hour, 45 minutes away from it. We're not too far from it, but we're off the beaten path there a little bit. Western Illinois University is in Macomb, Illinois. A lot of people know about that, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
clearly
You know what's crazy? That is the only university, Illinois University, that I haven't visited.
Western Illinois?
you got to come down.
Yeah, and it's not, and the common thought is that I was kicked out of there, not allowed to go there. No, that is not Western Illinois. That was Western Michigan.
I see.
I'm not allowed to go to Western Michigan University, but I can go to Western
you'll never
Illinois.
you'll never be a Chippewa. Okay.
I can get you in.
Yeah. All right.
He knows somebody.
So this is the wildest thing in the world. Monopoly was invented in Macomb, Illinois, 125 years ago. Is that right?
Wow.
Yeah. Well, here's what happened. The woman who invented Monopoly, her name is Lizzie McGee, and she was born in Macomb, Illinois, and born in Macomb in 1866. So I think we're coming up here. May 9th is her birthday, and we're coming up on her 106. What would be her 160th birthday?
No shit.
She was a trailblazing woman that did all kinds of remarkable things for a woman of that time. And the only reason why we know about her is that she happened to, this game that she created at the time, she called it the landlord's game. She patented it. At the time that she patented it, less than 1% of women had a patent, because the game was eventually appropriated and by Charles Darrow, and that's how Monopoly came to be.
Yeah,
she was born in Macomb, Illinois.
So that was the thing
I
that
didn't
blew
know
my
that.
mind. Excuse me. When I looked it up, the fact that 99 out of, actually slightly more than 99 out of every 100 patents were from men at that time.
Yes,
that was pretty
absolutely.
cool.
Well, that's the
Yeah,
mid
they just,
1800s,
it was just a different
right?
time. It was kind of the Victorian era, So
Yeah.
she was a feminist for her time and that stuff. She didn't, get married till later. She was a very progressive person. Was an inventor of many different things, and made quite a name for herself at the time. And then she kind of was lost to history. Now, I spent 35 years in Chicago, working in Chicago, but I'm from Macomb. When I was growing up, we didn't know this story wasn't out. Nobody knew about it. It came out about 15, 20 years ago. This woman who was a reporter for the New York Times wrote a book called The Monopolist that really revealed the whole story of Monopoly and what happened there and how crazy it was. And that's where we found out that Lizzie McGee happened to be born in Macomb, Illinois.
No kidding.
And is this true? She invented it to teach about the evils of capitalism? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, it was originally designed, get this, it was originally designed to be an anti-monopoly game. Then she designed it that you could play it both ways, but she was trying to teach the world, what the evils of monopoly and landlords and how, and it was different in those times. And but the world liked being the greedy monopolist. So that's kind of the way it went.
So basically, she's related to the mayor of New York right now. Mondani.
Yes, yeah. There were some of those.
That was
thought
a
process.
layup. That was a layup. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, what good is Boardwalk and Park Place if you don't build houses and hotels on it? The anti-monopolist would be buy those most expensive places and do nothing. Just leave it.
Come on, man.
And just collect your $200 every time someone landed on it or not. But I get it. That's interesting to look at it from both angles. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty wild. Okay, so now before we get to the main part of this, where I got to find this out, there are probably not too many people on the planet who haven't played Monopoly. Okay,
Not many,
according to Hasbro, over 1 billion people worldwide have played Monopoly. It is the highest-selling commercial board game. It is published in over 47 languages and sold in 114 different countries. And it has been the game Monopoly for 135 years. So I'm guessing Lizzie McGee was a millionaire from selling this game. Yes?
No.
What?
Lizzie ended up making $500 off of this game.
Wow.
What?
So what happened was, but you've got, Charles Darrow had appropriated this game, right? He didn't know. What happened was when back in the turn of the last century, when people are creating board games, they weren't mass producing them like they are now, and people didn't have the disposable income to go out. It was to have a board game like that might be a luxury. So what would happen is people would see somebody that had the board game, then they would draw it on oilcloth or cardboard or whatever and make their own game. So it would get passed around and it would mutate and that stuff. And it made it all the way out to Atlantic City, where the Quakers out there had designed this game that we know of today. During the Depression, he finds this game and he decides, well, I'm gonna appropriate this, and I'm Charles Darrow, and I'm gonna try to sell it. And he tried to sell it to Parker Brothers. By the way, Lizzie tried to sell it to Parker Brothers too, and they said no. He appropriated. He tried to sell it to Parker Brothers. They said no. Then he was able to sell it in a few department stores, and came back, and it started to take off. And he went back to Parker Brothers, and they said, we want to buy it. But they went, wait a minute, this looks kind of familiar. Haven't we seen this before?
No shit.
And
she
then
had
they
it
looked
patented,
it up,
right?
and turned out she had this patent. So it was undeniable. There was nothing they could do about it. So one of the Parker brothers went to her and said, hey, listen, we want to buy the rights to this. We'll give you $500, and we'll do a couple of the other games that you invented, and we'll, which have been lost to history, but we'll produce those. And she took the money, and then next thing you know, it becomes, the most popular game in the world, and it has made billions and billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah. But how do you know that at the time? It's like the third Apple brother. It's like the third Apple investor who cashed out because he didn't want to take a chance.
Right.
Could have been a multi-billionaire.
You
you don't know at the time. Yeah.
You can't know. And Lizzie was never really bitter about the money. Obviously, she wasn't a capitalist. She didn't care. She just wanted to get the word out there. And $500 then, during the Depression was a decent amount of money. Yeah. But what really kind of bothered her was the Parker brothers themselves really tried to write her out of the picture. And so, she was upset that she was, not getting the credit for it. So she kind of went on some campaigns later in life, and there's some newspaper articles from the 40s and that stuff out there. But it kind of worked. She did disappear from the history books. But I will tell you now, since this book came out, The Monopolist, that Mary Palin wrote, I get Google searches all the time about Monopoly and that stuff and see what's out there. And Lizzie McGee is mentioned in every single one. It's the story that people are interested in, right? Because it's a fascinating story, sure. And a unique story. And so it's the story that people want to know. And we're ground zero for Monopoly.
Okay, so let's go in the Wayback Machine. Okay.
Yeah.
Monopoly was invented by one of your Macomians. What do you guys call it?
Macomite.
Yeah. Macomite. Oh my God. That sounds like something you get, not something you want to be.
Yeah. You just made that up, Jock. Come on, who are you kidding, man? I love it.
Okay.
Now that you say that, I'm starting to itch a little bit.
Okay, so when did somebody say, hey, we should turn the town, because your entire town is like it's a whole walking around. When did somebody say we should turn the town into a Monopoly game?
I did. We were. I was working in television and radio and producing in Chicago, and I was ready to kind of semi-retire and return back home to Macomb, Illinois, where I was from, and my mother was still there, and she was a widow, and she was getting older, and I just wanted to get back, but I didn't know. I couldn't produce television in Macomb, Illinois. I didn't know what I was going to do, and this just about 8 years ago. And this job came up, for tourism director. And I was like, well, I'm not qualified in any way, shape, or form for that. There's nothing that tells me that I would be good at that. But it was a small town, and I grew up with the mayor and all the people in town here. I knew them all my life, and I had a great passion and a love for the town, and I knew marketing, and I knew how to produce, and I knew how to make things happen. So they gave me a shot at it. And I had heard about this a few years prior to that and said this is something we want to do, because it was my brother that said it's amazing how the downtown square itself looks like the plat of a Monopoly board game. If that could be a Monopoly
right?
board.
Okay.
So after I got the job, my promise was that within 5 years we're gonna turn this into the world's largest Monopoly game. And I regretted saying that the minute I said it, because I thought, how the hell am I going to do this? But we built some other projects first to kind of get we started a mural project. We became a Abraham Lincoln National Heritage. We built this big Abraham Lincoln bust that is made out of a concrete with a 3D printer. And it's topiary, so his beard is all living plants and that stuff. And so we kind of got on the map. And then
sweet. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And so this is what we ended up coming up with. And so there's these. You can play the game on our downtown square. You actually play it on that square, but you play it through an app. And so this app takes you around the square several different times. It's like playing really Monopoly. There's a lot of stops on it. And within the square, there's a jail on one end, and we've got these giant sculptures of what would look like game pieces. One of them is Lizzie McGee. We've got the giant top hat that ties in with our Lincoln store. We've got 2 gigantic dice that spin, and then we've got a great big giant board game that's lit up, and it's cut in half. So you see Lizzie's original game on one side, and on the other side you see the traditional Monopoly game. So
Oh, yeah, it's really cool.
That evolution of the game.
I'd love to see Lizzie's original. I bet that's cool.
It's starting to work. I mean, when we launched this May 9th, 2 years ago, this coming May 9th, on Lizzie's birthday is when we launched this. And we had over 750 different markets across the country pick this story up. And I'd like to think it's because we built a really good attraction, and we did. But the truth is, it's because Monopoly is just incredibly popular. It's just, we have people traveling from all over the country and even all over the world just to come to play this game, because it's a wholly unique. You can't do this anyplace else.
There's probably a lot of Monopoly.
It's 170,000 square feet of experience.
170,
and it's in a historic downtown square back from the 1850s. That's cool.
It is really neat. Okay, so I got to ask this. I'm going to start with these guys first. I'll let you go last. Scott, your favorite, when you were playing, what was the favorite thing you wanted to own when you played Monopoly?
I like the ones after the red, the orange, right before you went down Money Row. So that would have been the third lap of the square. I think those were the orange ones there. I can't remember. But there was a set of 3 of them.
No, those were the Reds.
Was that Illinois
yes.
Avenue?
Illinois, Indiana.
And it was after them. Maybe they're purple?
Oh, you're talking about the second row. You're talking about the second one.
Yes.
Yeah, you're talking about the second one.
Yes.
Okay. What is that, St. Charles?
Yeah, St. Charles Place, yep.
Yeah, right before you got to free parking. Or right before you got to jail, right? Right before you get to jail, am I right?
I don't know.
Okay, Teddy, your favorite color?
I was a fan of owning the railroads.
Yeah, the utilities of the railroads.
Yeah. I don't
Okay,
know why.
so
I know Park Place and Boardwalk are the penultimate to get, but for some reason I always like those. So
yeah, my niece plays. The kids play all the time. My kids and my cousins and their cousins play all the time. And my niece always wins. She gets all 4 railroads. They stupidly give it to her, and she wins every time. But I will tell you this: my favorites always were the yellows. I love the yellows. Marvin Gardens.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Jock, your favorite color one. The one you had to own because you felt like you could win with it.
It's not my favorite color. But it is the red ones because of Illinois Avenue. That felt like home to me. It felt like, that was a part of home. So I wanted those 3 there.
Wait, what about this question? What was your favorite piece to have? Like they had the shoe.
Ooh, yes.
The shoe.
Oh, yeah.
And an iron. And then I think there was like 3 other things. I can't remember what. A race car.
There was a dog, a race car, the little Scotty dog. There was a guy on the horse.
Yep.
A cannon, the battleship.
Oh.
All right. So, Jock, what did you pick?
I always pick the car. If I couldn't get the car, I'd pick the Scotty dog. But the little race car was, that was it just made sense, going around the board game.
That did. Teddy, favorite?
I think I picked the shoe or the iron.
I'd say
iron.
If that was
the iron was the
Nobody
worst one.
the iron.
I know that's the one you got stuck with. Where they told you had the iron, and then you would go to another game, and you would take a piece from another game. And it's like, I'm not going to be the iron, and you would just take a piece from Sorry, and just be one of the.
Someone's got to be the iron.
Dumb yellow thing from Sorry.
Someone's got to be the iron.
No.
I would always want to be the race car too, like Jack.
The race car was literally number 1. Okay, so you guys have been doing this for a couple years. How many people, I'm sure the first year wasn't as big, but how many people are coming through on a regular basis now? After the first year or second year, how many people do you guys see?
Well, we see, 50 to 100 people a week that come in, which is a lot in the peak season, is a lot for our little town. We've had, thousands of people over the last couple of years have come in, 2,000 or 3,000. The weird thing is we can't get an accurate count on it, and I'll tell you why. We know how many people download the app and play the game, but what we found out is that at least half of those people don't ever even bother to download and play the app. They just want to come for the experience and see the big sculptures and be on our downtown square and do the Lincoln tour and learn these things. They're missing out because there's so much. Within the app itself, Lizzie McGee comes to life. We've got AI in there where she talks to you and gives you, different things. You win coupons for discounts on different stores and around town. There's just a whole kinds of trivia about Macomb. And Fort Gattoni itself. Abraham Lincoln is in this. There's a tie between Abraham Lincoln and Lizzie McGee because her father ran the newspaper and was a big supporter of Abraham Lincoln, who came to town on many occasions. So there's this weird kind of tie in there with them together.
No shit.
So we know that 3,000 or 4,000 people have downloaded it in the last 2 years that we've had it, but we have to think that at least double that has people have shown up. But it keeps increasing. You're right. We came out of the box and had a lot of people there, but what's happening right now is people are coming and sharing it on all these different, roadside attractions and giant roadside attractions and it's getting thousands and thousands of likes. And so we're still building awareness for this, but it's starting to pay off. We're really seeing people come to Macomb. It makes a big difference for a small community like us.
Oh yeah, and you know what? And we had a guy on, a husband and wife, talk about road trips, and they did all that kind of stuff. And I will tell you this: one of my favorite things when the kids were little was going on road trips, man. Throwing them in the car,
right.
and heading out and hanging out with local people in little towns. And just talking to them and eating in the restaurants and buying the stuff and just kind of doing that. And then, you know what? You stay in the hotel and then head to the next little place. I think that was a lot of fun to do, with the kids and just kind of, a great bonding thing and a great fun thing for them to kind of learn about different people.
And you're starting to see, that trend is really coming back, these road trips. And, I think that with everything that's going on in the world, with the exception of the gas prices right now, that's becoming more appealing to people, trying to travel or get on the planes or go someplace. You can get in the car or even jump on the train or whatever and be down, and you can spend a nice weekend down there, because we've got more than just Macomopoly. That's just our crown jewel. We do have all this history of Abraham Lincoln and the murals, and it's just a bucolic getaway from the house. When I used to work in Chicago, I used to come down here because it's like one day feels like 2 or 3 days. It's just the pace slows down. It's bucolic. We've got lakes, we've got fishing, we've got recreation, we've got these great types of food, these breaded pork tenderloin sandwiches and these horseshoes, open face horseshoe sandwiches that are
state sandwich.
Okay, so that we talked about this. They're trying to change the state sandwich.
No, Matt, update. They changed the city Chicago sandwich to beef, and they left the state horseshoe sandwich alone. There's two.
Oh, did they actually?
There's two state sandwiches. I was listening to the news the other day. I couldn't freaking believe it. It was so fucking
That
funny.
makes sense, though, because, nobody in Chicago knows what a horseshoe is unless they've been down this way, even a breaded pork tenderloin sandwich.
Yep.
When I came from here and went up there, they were everywhere, and I moved to Chicago. I'm like, how come I can't get one of these sandwiches?
Yep.
Now you can get beef downstate now, but that's
the city of Chicago. So let me ask you a question, Jock. Did you keep your job as the Convention and Visitors Bureau guy with all this investment and all the money and everything that the town had to cough up for Gattoni?
We got very lucky. We got grants to build this, and we got a lot of people that the community really donated.
No kidding! Wow.
To this. So yeah, it's made a difference. Yeah, and I think did you guys have seen or at least heard of the Barbie movie, right?
Of course,
with Margot Robbie playing Barbie.
Yeah.
So word on the street is, and in Variety and that stuff, the next big project like that she's going to do is Monopoly. Same type of treatment that they gave to Barbie.
My
give that to Monopoly. So our hope is to really be able to ride that wave of that when that comes out, because it's going to have another big insurgence for an interest in Monopoly. Whether or not we get Lizzie in the movie or not, it's yet to be determined. But that would be great if they gave her a nod.
You got to give her a holographic cameo for sure.
Oh,
Since
yeah.
she's the
I
founder,
would hope so.
How could you tell the story without her?
I
mean,
an
you
AI cameo.
can see at the beginning where it's
but Hasbro and Lucky Chat Productions are working on that together. That's Margot's thing. But nobody knows what the treatment is. If it's going to be animated or she's going to be in it or what it is. But that's the next big blockbuster thing that her corporation her company's working.
Well, if they want me to watch it, I don't want animated Margot Robbie. I want
No.
real life Margot Robbie. But let me ask you this: did people
Have her play a real sexy Lizzie McGee? That would be nice.
Man,
Yeah.
okay. Now
And
we're
slapping the Parker Brothers guys around. Get the frick out of here.
That'd be
$500. Screw you.
Now, let me ask you this, though. When you brought up the idea to do interactive Macomopoly,
Yeah.
was there some pushback?
I wouldn't say that there was pushback, but I think that there was a lot of doubt. People were dubious to it, like, well, yeah, how are you going to do that? And I understand it. One of the hardest things was, trying to work this out with Hasbro and that stuff. And we've got an agreement now, but it took a long time to get over that hurdle. But I worked in television news, and I worked on the Steve Harvey show and that stuff. We were always under pressure to bring something big in a short period of time, and I was just kind of, there was no kind of like, no, we can't do that. You just got to do it. And so I don't know sometimes how we got it done, but the next thing we knew, it was there, and it was kind of crazy. It just happened to be like this artist that could make this stuff out of this stainless steel, which is so hard to work with. Just happened to be in the area and through the university, like the Lincoln statue and that stuff. We had an artist there that could do this. And it was just some of this stuff was just kismet. It just fell together, and it.
That's a great story.
It was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
maybe when Lizzie was looking down and said, finally, somebody's really recognizing us.
Okay, so I'm going to blow your mind. Okay, there are over 4,000 variations of Monopoly.
That I believe in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simpsons, Central
Yep.
Michigan. I mean, you name it.
The Office, Friends, Marvel, all the sports,
Yep.
NFL, all of them have one. This is awesome to me. They have a Boston version, and I found out how you play. You get all the people around the board, you swear at each other, and then punch each other in the face. That's the entire game. You don't roll any dice. You don't do anything else. They have a cocktail Monopoly or cocktail-opoly. Okay. They have a Godzilla-opoly.
Yeah.
And in case you're feeling a little frisky, they have a sexopoly and a married version, a no-sexopoly.
God, you can't help yourself, can you? You just can't.
Jock, do you guys have a bunch of different Monopoly games, or have you seen these, or how do you do that?
Oh yeah, there's a store right downtown called the Community Market that has really kind of turned into the de facto kind of souvenir shop for Macomopoly, and they have all kinds of the different variations. And we have a mass-produced version ourselves of Macomopoly, and I'll send you guys some of those and some T-shirts.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate
now you're
that.
Yeah,
talking.
We are T-shirt whores, just so you know.
Okay, good.
If you send it, we will wear it.
So I'm not really directing this toward you folks, but to our worldwide audience. So one of the most famous financial books is Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he talks about his best friend's dad who is financially literate. No, this is real. There's a Monopoly analogy. So he basically talks about how he's a real estate investor, and he uses the analogy: 4 greenhouses equals 1 red hotel, which obviously we have to bring up because that's the most important part of Monopoly, because that's what you're trying to do. And he uses that analogy about his real dad, who just worked for the school system his whole life on a salary, versus the rich dad, the entrepreneur, who actually did become rich using real estate. So he was playing Monopoly in real life. So it's all about financial literacy, which a lot of our audience, might need. So that's why I wanted to just use that as a segue to plug that.
Nice move, Ted.
Yeah.
Alienating the audience.
No, it's
idea.
a PSA. It's a PSA.
All right, Jock, 2 things real quick.
Jesus Christ.
Number 1, May 9th is it's Lizzie's birthday, so that is your kickoff for the year.
Yeah, that's kind of it's open 24 hours. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. But that is kind of our unofficial seasonal opening.
So do you guys do anything special for that big day?
Yeah, you know what? We've got sidewalk slicks that look, on different parts of the sidewalk that look like the game. We replace those every year and usually add a couple of them. And then every year we try to add one other piece to it. And this year we're doing another unveiling of another type of a photo op that we're going to have there on the corner opposite of where the jail is. And we're doing an unveiling of that at 10 o'clock in the morning downtown on the square on May 9th. And it's secret, but it's I'll tell you this, it's one of the most iconic Monopoly character you'd know.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so I know what my guess is. My guess is the jail guy. That's my guess. Don't say that's my guess. The guy in the
That's
guy
pretty.
in the
That's
jail
pretty.
suit.
That's a pretty good guess.
You got a guess?
Yeah, the top hat guy. The guy with this suit,
Yeah,
who's
with
like the industrialist from the 1800s. That's the main
so
guy.
you're saying the industrialist guy.
You know that guy's name?
No, I don't actually.
Everybody calls him Mr. Monopoly,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
but his name is Uncle Pennybags. There's your trivia.
I
for the day.
didn't know that.
Are you
yeah,
freaking
I
kidding
didn't know
me?
that,
And
yeah.
you probably didn't care either.
No, I didn't know that.
I actually do care. I think it's pretty funny.
But he's the face of
Penny
Monopoly.
bags.
Yeah.
I would guess like dollar bags.
He's the
or
face.
quarter
He's the
bags.
face of Monopoly. Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy with the top hat.
Ooh,
Yeah,
That's,
okay.
that-
Yeah, you
that's
beat
what
me
I.
on that one.
That's what I was going to guess too. It's got to be
All right,
him.
you beat me on that one. Okay, Scott or Jack, before we let you go, I
Yeah.
cannot go without mentioning you have been in radio, TVs, and movies for a long time. Okay.
Yeah.
This is probably not as cool as I think. We might have met back in the day and not even known this. You were in the stands for the Goldie Hawn movie Wildcat, correct?
How do you know this? But yes, yes, I was.
Yes. So was I.
That is crazy.
That was filmed at my high school, Lane Tech. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yep.
we got called in there. A bunch of my friends
Yeah.
got called in there. And
So were you in the stands? Or you
yes.
one of the football players?
No. So
Okay.
here's what makes it even weirder. I
Wow.
was in the stands, and a couple of guys my freshman year at Eastern Illinois were bigger guys.
Yeah.
They were from the way on the west side, like Lamont or Lockport or something, and they were put in as extras as football players. So somehow
Right.
we went out drinking one
Yeah.
night, and we ended up watching this movie or talking about this movie, and the next thing you know, I find out, and we watched the scenes. We rented the video, the VHS video, and saw them. And I'm like, hey, that's me. And they're like, what? I go, yeah, that random thing that you just saw. Yeah. So we might have met each other.
Yeah, we could have been sitting because if you remember, it wasn't like they filled the stadium either. They just filled a little section of it.
Yep.
And they kept shooting it against that. There weren't that many people there. So
Nope.
yeah, we could have been very close to
So,
each
Jock,
other.
you
That's
were involved
crazy.
in the production, and that's why you were there, or were you in high
No,
school?
he was a kid my age.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Went to Lane Tech.
Well, no, I probably wasn't a kid, but I was a young adult for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
hilarious.
That's a weird coincidence.
I know.
That's
When I
that's
looked
pretty
at
cool.
your IMDb thing, and I was just like, holy crap,
Yeah.
this is insane. I probably ran into you at some point.
Yeah, we were probably at the craft services cart there, trying to get a free cup of coffee together or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was mooching everything. I mean, I mooch
right.
now. I can't even imagine what I was like when I was like way back
Yeah.
in the day. All right, Jack, listen.
That's hilarious. That's so cool.
It is so great. If you, and I'm telling everybody, if you get a chance to get out there and just drive down there, if you're taking that road trip, if you're grabbing the family, if you just feel like doing something and getting in your car and driving, this is so cool. You got to do it.
It looked cool on the
I really
internet.
appreciate that, and we want everybody to come down too. We got some good golf courses too. We got the Harry Monsanto golf course that you should.
I was just going to mention
Musato.
that. I was going to have to
Yeah,
Google
Harry
the golf
Musato
courses,
golf
but
course.
I don't have to.
Okay. You know what? You had me at free beer. You did say free beer.
No, we
Yeah,
did not.
hey, you guys come down. You'll get some free beer. Trust
All
me,
right.
absolutely.
Oh, man. You know what? I basically used this show as a mooch for free beer. That's my whole thing.
It works.
All right, Jock, thank you so much for being on the show.
you, guys.
And yeah, you know what? My guess is that we're going to swing down. You know what? We'll take a swing down there and just
We know somebody.
yeah.
It's
and
great.
Now we know somebody.
Yep, it's great.
I would love that. That would be absolutely fantastic.
All right.
Yeah.
Good luck with everything,
We'll take
and
care
I
of
hope your 3 just blows your 1 and 2 out of the way.
Nice job.
Thank you so much, man. That's just so great of you guys.
All right.
Just a pleasure to be on your show.
Thank you,
Thanks
sir.
again.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Take care,
Thanks
man.
for your
Thanks,
time.
Jock. Take care, man.
Oh wow! I'm telling you right now, I love our guests. I love. It's those people that make this so cool.
I think we should absolutely freaking go down there and play
have
some golf.
No,
Stay the
I was-
night.
I was gonna say,
drink.
like,
What
yeah.
is it? 3 hours from here, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're not going to come back. Yeah, I wasn't going to say it in front of our guests, but yeah, if we ever go down there, I'm assuming we're going to golf on the way there. I'm sure there's some nice
I
courses
want a
out
horseshoe
there.
so bad I can taste it.
No,
I
what-
love those things.
Actually,
I've never had a
remind
horseshoe.
me,
I can't wait.
what is a horseshoe sandwich? I've heard of it, but I don't really know.
A piece of bread, a nice thick piece of Texas toast.
Right.
You can get any kind of meat on there now. I mean, it used to be just a I think it was a hamburger, but you can get anything on there.
Right.
It's French fries on top, but you can get tater tot. I mean, any kind of like potato type
Right.
thing, and then it's a cheese sauce. Like
But
it's
there's
special.
But there's no top bread.
No, it's
Okay,
just like
I've
a
seen it
special
then. Oh,
cheese
I've seen it
sauce
then,
that
yeah.
you get
It's
on
wait,
there.
there's no top bread. It's just the
No,
bottom.
you
Okay,
eat
it's called a
you eat it with a
horseshoe,
knife and
yeah.
fork. Yeah, you eat it with a knife. and fork.
Okay, I've seen it before. Yeah, it's been a
It's-
long time. I forgot the name of it.
So,
yeah.
so
I can't wait to have my first.
Cheryl's parents lived down south, so we would drive through, and Springfield is the home of the horseshoe. I mean, it is
I didn't
the
know that.
place. Yeah, it is the place you go, and so when you go to Springfield, you stop at one of the local places, right? And we never stopped at any kind of like big place, any kind of chain. You stop at a local place. You say you
those are
walk
the
up,
best, yeah.
and this is the thing. I got Jackson doing it. You walk in and you say, "What's good here?"
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I love doing that.
That's true. Yeah.
What if you could eat anything in here? What would you eat?
Right.
And then they say this. They say, "I'll have that."
Yep. That's you
That's
can't
smart.
go
That's
wrong.
smart. That's
What's
smart.
the worst that could possibly happen?
They know better than you.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, unless they say like like fried toad or whatever. I mean, they usually say, "Oh, everybody gets this," or "This is my favorite."
Right.
Right.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and I'm telling you right now, when she takes it back there, she's like, "Oh, I told them to have these things," and it's the best thing of all time.
I totally agree. I follow that vibe all the way.
Yeah, that's my favorite
smart.
thing to do.
That's smart, yeah.
And Jackson used to freak out about it. He goes, "Why do you ask a person what they?" I said, "But you know why? Because they eat here all the time, man."
Right.
Well, they're
Like,
there
they
all the
know
time.
it.
They're there all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
you could and then you could just say instead of asking them, you say, "Hey, what does everybody get here?"
And people kind of respect you for that, and they look at you a little differently. Like you're not some d bag from the city. You come in,
Right.
You're asking. It's a very unarming question.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of my
Smart.
absolute favorite
Smart.
things to do. Okay, man, I am just so excited about this. All right, you know how we've had, we talked about scientists who have kind of fucked up jobs that they don't want to tell people. I mean, we talked about they weird jobs, weird things that they do. It's like, why would I share that? Like, it's such a weird thing to do. I ran into another one.
Okay, what might that be?
I was looking through an article, and the guy, his name is Clint Waltz. He is I don't know exactly what his title is, or what his what he's a doctorate in or whatever like that. This is his job. He is a turf grass extension specialist at the University of Georgia.
Sounds like he's getting a grant from the government.
Sounds like a very secure job.
Okay, he goes to college right now. Okay, I think he's getting his master's, and he has learned about growing grass.
Yep.
I saw a turf farm in Wisconsin. I was coming back from my kid's rugby game, and it was I've never seen it before, but it was actually a turf farm where they're just growing literally like
Grass.
grass.
And then they
But that
roll
would-
it up and send it to
Yeah,
somebody.
That's a little different than probably what he's
I
going
thought it was
into.
pretty cool though.
He's probably like high-end sports stadiums and places where turf is like huge.
So he went to college to learn about shit that grows in the cracks of your driveway and you don't want it to. That's what when I'm thinking about these jobs. That's what I'm thinking about. Like when he says his title, right? Turf grass extension specialist.
Well,
people are just like, oh, what do you do?
Well, how much do you think the superintendent at Augusta National makes to keep that course in
Okay,
prestige?
that- I mean-
but it's kind of the same concept, right?
okay,
I mean,
what do you
it's
think
all-
the guy at Indian Boundary makes? It's just it's a jagoff who's growing grass, Ted.
Actually, New Roger's in good shape.
if it was hard, then the whole world wouldn't have grass in front of their goddamn house.
But there's like Bermuda, there's bed. They talk about the turf. I mean, obviously, it's a specialty field.
Or as Carl Spackler would say, that's 100% Sensimilia. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can play 18 holes on it. Yeah.
and then just going to the bejesus.
You can smoke it. You can smoke it.
Well, I could quote that movie all day.
The
man.
reason I ran into this article was it says, what's the best time of the day to grow your grass? And again, I want to be the podcast that helps. I don't want to cause problems. I don't want to cause divisiveness. I want to help people. The best time of the day to grow your grass. So go ahead and take a guess. The best time of the day.
What does that mean? Grow your
No,
grass?
mow your grass. Mow your grass. I'm sorry.
Mow.
I'm
Mow
going
your
to say.
grass.
I'm going to
Okay.
say.
Best time of the day to
I'm
mow
going to say
your grass.
mowing water 7 p.m.
Okay.
in
7
the
p.m.
in the evening, not the morning.
Scooter?
I'm gonna say it's between 8 and 10 a.m.
No. So don't mow it in the morning.
Why?
Dew is on there. Is a bad. Do not mow your grass when it's wet.
I
That is-
never do. I
Okay?
never do.
So don't do it that early. Perfect time to mow your grass is between 5:30 at night and 6 p.m. at night. That half-hour window. right there is when you.
Actually, you know what I really want? I don't want any grass. I just want artificial astroturf and saguaro cacti.
You don't want
and
grass.
some rocks. Yeah, I don't want to cut anything. I don't want to shovel anything. I just want a nice.
You don't shovel your grass.
I just want an Arizona motif where it's just.
Well,
I don't know if that would work in Chicago.
You're in the wrong part of the country. For
Yeah,
that, buddy.
you know what? I get the idea because I like it when we're out by Pete with all this stuff.
Yeah,
you can't cut.
If
you can't cut. So
I actually did one of my properties. So the front lawn was a nuisance to me. So I had my contractor just dig it up and concrete it. It was just a little.
Would you say
patch.
dig it up and what?
Concrete it, just like lay a tarp and just fill it with concrete. I'm like, I don't want to see any grass there. It was a nuisance to me.
What'd your neighbors think of that?
Yeah.
Oh, there's neighbors.
The city doesn't worry about that. The city doesn't say.
I forgot about them. It worked out.
Yeah. No, it was funny because it was one of those things where I'm thinking this guy went to school because I think he's getting his master's or doctorate or whatever, and I'm thinking he left and he said, "Mom and Dad, I'm going to college, and when I graduate, I'm going to be able to tell everyone when it's the best time of the day to mow their lawn." That's one of those things where I'm thinking, you're just like, I'm not paying for that, son. No, you got to do something
I promise you
better.
that kid is not going to have to worry. He's going to make money. There's a ton of
people love their lawn.
Well, it's just not people. It's corporations. It's sports stadiums. I mean, there's a place for that.
Here, I'll give you an example. So my kid just got back from Pittsburgh. She played a rugby tournament, and she did well, but she complained about the field was just like very undulated, and there was dandelions, and the grass wasn't that good. So that's a real thing.
Waltz.
So let's just think,
Clint, this is your job.
You got a multi-million-dollar athlete out there, and you got this crappy field or something, and we're going to risk have them tearing their ACL or their.
Well, wasn't it Philadelphia's football stadium where everybody went to die? Like, didn't everybody get hurt?
Because they had AstroTurf, I think, and it was really shitty AstroTurf, and people were getting their knees all torn
so
out.
that's a huge. So that's actually worth it to have somebody like a professional saying, "Hey, this is the best type of grass for athletes who perform high-speed movements."
Yeah, no, I get it.
Tear your Achilles heel, you're out.
So, Matt, you just meet people and you start talking to them and you strike up these conversations. Didn't we start this podcast by that being bad?
I forgot why we
that's
started this
random
podcast.
people. You have to have a plan.
I see. Okay.
Listen. I like talking to people.
Really? Okay.
Except at the airport. Okay,
because he's busy shitting. You heard Jock. He's like, who shits at an airport?
Or hugging friends in the bathroom. Or hugging
he
friends
did
in the bathroom.
It was more gross to shit in an airport.
Yes.
Or hugging friends in the bathroom, which is okay. If just by coincidence they happen to be there, I guess you got to hug.
Charles is our good friend.
You got to hug him.
Ted, if you and I are traveling in different places, like let's just say we're traveling and I end up in an airport bathroom and you're standing there, actually, you know what? I think Ted and I have only hugged once. What do we hug about? We hugged the other day, and when I was done hugging you, I think it was it was after I told you that I don't remember if it was I told you that Savannah was having a baby or something happened, and I gave Ted a hug, and then when I was done, I was just like, that was not right.
Oh wait, I thought it was like Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton. I thought we exchanged vials of blood and we were wearing them as necklaces. I thought, it was a hug. Okay,
we did a weird. I think it was when I told you. Was that weird? Was pregnant.
Maybe it's when Ted took you down at Chevy the other day in golf that Ted was just in fear.
Actually, Scott. I'm actually not hitting the ball very well right now, so I can't really talk about golf. I
don't know what it was, but yeah, Ted and I will never hug again, no matter what. If Ted gets a hole in one, I'm going to give him a high five. Yeah. By the way, with my club, and it's going to hit him in the head. Yeah.
Oh, if I get a hole in one, I don't want your high five because you don't exist to me. That's a separate story, all right?
That's a separate story. Okay, we got to get to the Scott standard. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then we can kind of wrap this thing up. Because, honestly, hockey playoffs are going on, and I want to get to the bar.
Okay, it's still light outside, too.
Wait, people care about hockey playoffs?
How do you not? How was that? How was hockey last night not amazing? Playoff hockey, they're killing each other to win. It's the best, to me, the best playoff sport in the game.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Yeah, I couldn't care less about hockey.
No way.
Totally.
Wow.
I get asked to go to hockey games all the time, and I'm like, I'm busy.
Oh, send it my way.
Yeah, I It's not a sport that I particularly like or follow.
I'll watch it if I have to, but like I said, it's not my first choice. But it's like it's mildly interesting in small doses.
I do like the action, and there can be tenseness to it. And of course, the fights are always fun to watch.
Yeah.
But
it's a lot more violent in the playoffs.
they let a lot of shit go.
I like the fights.
They do.
They let a lot of shit go.
I mean, it's way more intense.
Yeah.
My wife was watching a replay on ESPN the other day, and she goes, "Look at those guys." I go, "They're wearing helmets." That guy's hitting the dude in the fucking
No, but
helmet.
what's the rule? So, like, they let them fight, but as soon as they go to the ice, then they break it up, right? That's how it works, right?
I mean,
in theory.
once it kind of wears itself down, or they fall down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they'll let them fight, which is kind of interesting because most sports, like...
Well, what are you going to do? I mean, the refs aren't getting paid enough to break it up.
No, but if there's a
once
fight...
once they start like just kind of flailing and slapping each other,
Right.
then the refs come in and kind of
No, but hockey
separate
is the
them.
only sport where if there's like a fight between two teams, like if that happened in football or baseball, there's ejections, there's technical fouls.
They're out of the game.
So hockey is the only really sport where they kind of let them... I'm not saying they encourage it, but they let them do it, and they don't really penalize them. They just let them
They
kinda,
usually send both guys to the penalty
Yeah.
box, so it's not much of a penalty.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like it was before where they would like murder each
Yeah,
other.
I mean, it's like if I stole $1 million and I got like a slap on the hand. I mean, it's not really a penalty, It's like
Yeah, it's okay. I'm coming back. It's
I
no
don't
big
see
deal.
how that's. I don't even see that.
you get a free rest for 2 minutes. Yeah, you get a reward.
All right, let me do this real fast because I keep forgetting every time, and it's always that thing that's out there, and I never do it. If you enjoyed the episode, if you learned something today, please consider following the show, subscribing to your favorite podcast platform, or leaving a 5-star review. This helps the podcast more than I can say. This allows us to reach more and more people, and it would mean the world to us. Visit us at our website, voteforted.com. That's FORE, what Ted yells before he hits, or just Google The Real 3 Idiots Podcast. Okay, so we got to get to the Scott Standard, and we kind of use that as kind of like the finish.
Yep.
Right? So that'll be Scott's kind of last thought.
Okay,
Scott
thanks for the mansplanation. You may proceed.
And I want to elaborate on what you just said, Matt. We love feedback from our audience, right?
yeah.
We love the comments. We love the Ted's tips. We love hearing from you folks. So let it go. It's great. And we've had some resurgent on audience and people downloading. I mean, there's been a lot of activity. And so
Amazing.
that's good. We want feedback. Right?
And it all corresponds to me posting nude photos of myself.
No, well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
like
actually, sorry, that was you, Ted.
Oh, that was
nude photos.
I'm getting an OnlyFans vibe.
That's
Ooh, we should start. You know what? We should start an OnlyFans.
So real quick, this
But dressed completely
This
dressed.
woman I never heard of, who was obviously a reasonably attractive woman. I guess
obviously
they showed a picture of her. They said she made, this is true, she made $67 million on OnlyFans, and she never posted a nude photo of herself because they talked about the taxes she paid on the 67 she made, and of course she's only like 23 years old, and that's...
Would you hear that?
I don't know. If
Ted,
it could be a deep fake. I don't know.
Was that on the internet?
$67 million.
Not in one year, but like in like a
Was
3 year
she
period.
swallowing long objects or something? I mean, what you don't make. You can't. OnlyFans is a very niche thing. If you're not doing something disgustingly sexual, you're not making $67 million on OnlyFans.
I don't know what the woman
At no
did,
point.
but allegedly, what the article
She knows
was
what she did.
last summer or in Vegas. Okay, but allegedly she never took her clothes off and made $67 million and paid like 25% in taxes on that 67, so she still came out ahead. So, which is better than a lot of people. I don't know. I guess. So.
Okay, Ted. Here,
Better than me.
Here, I got a woman who never took her clothes off. Shout out to Ashley Paulson. She set one of many world records by running 100 miles on a treadmill in under 13 hours. On a treadmill.
That woman's got a lot of stamina.
Yeah. Yeah. She crushed the previous record by an hour and a half.
On a treadmill?
That's crazy.
On a treadmill.
That's crazy.
She started like 3 a.m., ran for 13 hours. She did take 5 short bathroom breaks. And I would say this, if she really was committed, I think she would have just pretended like the treadmill or put the treadmill in the shower and just took a piss
Or
in the shower.
what about the astronaut diaper?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm just saying, if she was really committed.
She could have shaved her time even a little bit more.
Nope. Shaved her time. Yes, shaved her time. Yes, got it.
I thought you were going to shave something else. Okay, my bad.
This is,
I got to watch what I say around here. That's for
Absolutely
sure.
do. Okay, let's do the Scott Standard.
All right.
The Scott Standard is sponsored by Top Flight Anal Beads. If you want the best anal beads in the world, you want Top Flight Anal Beads. All Top Flight Anal Beads are 100% gluten-free and made here in America in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Don't find out too late that you bought cheap anal beads. Make sure you get the highest quality anal beads with Top Flight Anal Beads. Go to topflightanalbeads.com and use the promo code TheScottStandard for 20% off your first order.
Wow, I love our sponsors.
All right,
we
Scotty.
wouldn't be able to do without them.
Set the standard high.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Ted.
Don't ask me.
Do you think you've had a hard life?
Honestly, I mean,
Be honest.
I'm gonna say not really. Yeah, really.
I mean,
really.
and
Yeah.
so
I gotta be. If I compare myself to most of the people in the world who actually have had a hard life, I would say relatively
Absolutely
no.
not.
No,
Absolutely
no.
not hard life.
No,
Let me
no.
explain hard life, maybe in a different context for you. Meaning that like nothing's ever been given to you, right? Everything you have, you earned.
Correct.
You started when you were working when you were 12.
Correct.
Right? And you did that to earn money, things that your dad just didn't give you to do. You had to do it yourself.
Wait, what's a dad?
Okay.
Okay,
There we go.
see.
All right. So,
Oh, don't bring Ted's
so
dad into
all right.
this.
So
I'm gonna do some psychotherapy in a minute, but what? Geez,
You're-
what's
you're-
going on here? Jesus Christ.
your parents were there, but
Parents?
they weren't rich, right? They didn't give you everything you wanted. You failed more times than you can count. Nothing's been easy. Everything's been a struggle. That's what I mean by hard life.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah because my dad taught me nothing. So
Okay.
there you go. So
Right.
I'm gonna say if that's the definition, then I'm yes.
What about you, Matt?
Breaking rocks in
Under
the
those
sun.
circumstances, do you feel like you've had a hard life?
Okay, 'cause I would say compared to Ted, because I know Ted's story. Okay, I ended up much better than Ted did. Ted had a tough one. I know his dad wasn't part of his life, and his mom was kind of questionable. When you take your son to I Spit on Your Grave at 8 years old.
It was a good movie though,
right.
in hindsight.
Taught me a lot of things.
But she
Yeah,
wouldn't take
the
me.
Academy Award winning.
She wouldn't take me back a second time. That
Sorry,
was
the
my
Academy
only-
Award nominated I Spit on Your Grave. Yeah. So I would say that my folks did a really good job. I was very, very lucky. At no point did I have a hard life. No way.
Okay.
No way.
Okay. Because the saying that I came across and I kind of learned and understand is the saying that was, do not wish for an easy life. Okay. Rather pray for the strength and discipline to endure a hard life. An easy life, especially, and you guys probably all have examples of this, and especially in young kids, is a bad thing. It doesn't make you sharp. An easy life doesn't make you determined, doesn't make you confident. An easy life doesn't make you disciplined. An easy life doesn't make you ambitious. An easy life doesn't make you grateful. An easy life makes you the opposite of all those things. So I'm not saying, you want your life to be rough and hard, and certainly parents, we've talked about this before, and the upbringing and all that stuff. Every family is dysfunctional. It's just a matter of what degree, and we've all understand that. And that's not the kind of hard I'm talking about. I'm talking about how many people do you know that have kids that are entitled, and you see it at an early age, and they just are this, and they're rude, and they're mean, and they're not empathetic, and they grow up to be just bad people because their life was easy. Their parents gave them everything. They freaking paid for whatever they wanted, did whatever they wanted, never disciplined them, never got after them. So that's what I mean by a hard life. I'm not saying you want it to be rude and you want to be poor or anything like that, but you don't want it to be easy. Easy is not what you want. You want a hard life to make you sharp and strong and disciplined and confident and optimistic and ambitious. Those are things that are personal and great attributes for people when you have a hard life. If you have an easy life, it's not that way. So, you know who said that? Don't wish for an easy life. Rather pray for the strength and discipline to endure a hard one. Bruce Lee.
Oh, damn.
I agree 100% with that statement. 100%.
Damn.
Well spoken.
Oh, man. Love Bruce Lee movies.
Yeah.
Love all those movies. All right, Scott, you know what? I 100% agree with that. I mean, and here's the problem. Now that wealth is kind of out of control, you see a lot of kids of extremely wealthy actors and actresses and athletes and stuff. And, man, I just saw, oh, wow, and I'm not judging anybody, but I saw saw a thing about Magic Johnson's son on.
Oh, is he like
social
Will
media.
Smith's son? He's a little bit.
No, he ain't like Will Smith's son at all. Listen, if you get a chance to see it, check it out. I don't know how accurate it is, but I saw something about it, about him, about, well, Magic Johnson's offspring. That's all I'll say. And unfortunately, this young person there's a lot of shit going on in that person's life.
He's a little confused.
You know what? He's
lost.
extremely confused.
He's a lost
because
soul.
I feel like
He's a lost soul.
And I don't know what kind of parent. Here's the thing: we don't know what kind of parent Magic Johnson was. He might have been the worst parent in the world, and that's why his offspring is like this. But his kid seems very messed up, right? And we see all Will Smiths and all, and it does kind of fuck with you a little bit, right?
Dude, where we live in this part of the country, there's a lot of rich, affluent people, and we've been through the schools and we've seen everything, and you can just see it. And now those kids, he's going to play, this, he's going to do that, and those kids are struggling. They're still living at home. They don't freaking have any future, no job, no anything. My point is, don't fear a hard life, because you know what? It's probably the best freaking thing for you.
It really is.
I saw something on Reddit. It's funny you should mention that. Just the other day, it said something like, easy travel on the seas does not make a good sailor. Only a rough seas make.
That's
that's
a
what
great
makes a good
analogy.
sailor.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not quoting it exactly, but yeah, like an easy, like a smooth ride on the
right, because you've
seas.
never faced any adversity, so when it comes, you have no idea how to deal with it.
Exactly.
I like it.
It's
I
kinda-
like
yeah,
it a lot.
exactly.
I like
that
it a
was
lot.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right, so Teddy, your last thought.
Well, I can't top that, so I'm just going to say I want to thank our worldwide.
You don't
audience.
have to top it.
I want to thank our worldwide audience for listening, especially Vietnam. Thank you.
That's unbelievable, Vietnam. I mean,
It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
And the full noodle soup is the best.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay, here's my last thought. And we talked about one today, but this is another one of those jobs that most people would probably not tell anyone about. Scientists at Suffolk University have spent the last 5 years studying the effects of cocaine on fish. Okay. Now, we know all about the cocaine that gets tossed into the ocean near Florida, but I guess, and there's a lot.
I guess we know all about that.
We do. We've talked. Oh, this might have been before you got here, but
I don't remember that being a thing.
I don't know all about it.
The mayor, the mayor of Tampa,
Miami.
she literally found like 10 pounds of cocaine. She was fishing. They literally found 10 pounds of cocaine. So it's just.
It's just floating out
It's
there.
just floating out there in the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, if you live
She
off
found 10 and she turned in 5. Okay.
you know what? If I found 10, I'd turn in none. I would just, you know what I would have had? The best cocaine parties for as long as that cocaine lasted. But okay, so there's a great deal, and this is what I did not know. There's a great deal of cocaine in our rivers and lakes, and it is affecting juvenile Atlantic salmon.
What?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
You love salmon, don't you?
I do.
I fucking hate salmon.
huge salmon
because
fan.
I'm not a cokehead piece of shit.
salmon
Okay?
fan.
Scientists, and this is wild, scientists have found salmon addicted to meth, cocaine, anxiolytics, and antipsychotics. Okay?
How does that shit get in the water, man? Flushing
well,
it down the toilet?
Humans.
There you go.
Just humans.
Here's the problem. They get all jacked up. I guess the salmon get all jacked up and are swimming faster and further than the non-cokehead fish, okay? And they end up outside their normal breeding grounds, and they force other fish out. Now, plus, in these places, fish violence, including fish rape, fish murder, and fish robbery, is up nearly 50%. Now, folks, and again, we're always here to help. If you are ditching your cocaine and other drugs, do it responsibly. Instead of flushing it down the toilet or tossing it out the window, send it to us at the Real 3 Idiots Podcast, okay? We will dispose of it properly.
Yes.
I promise. Okay. That is my last.
Fish debauchery.
There's fish rape. Listen, you don't want to know about it, and you don't want to see it. It's wrong. All right. Let's see. Next week we have Steve Brown from the International Yo-Yo Federation, and we will be talking. Are you ready for this? Competitive yo-yoing.
hey, that's not a sport to be discounted. I love yo-yos.
Yo-yo's hard, man. I've seen some professional yo-yo players.
Can walk the dog.
Those guys or girls are good.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
Those folks are good.
Walk the dog is bullshit. And by the way, when I was talking to him a couple weeks ago to get him on, he sent me to a website to look up competitive yo-yos. Hundreds of dollars.
For the yo-yos?
For the yo-yos.
Yeah, anything professional, of
Had
course.
the Duncan yo-yo with light up and stuff. That was key.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that. I had an orange one that lit up.
Yeah.
I walked that dog. That thing would
Yes.
light up in the basement. We turned the lights
Flick
out.
your wrist.
Dude, it was
I
the
never got
greatest.
past just going up and down with the yo-yo. That's as far as
Oh,
I
my
couldn't
God.
do anything else.
I used to be able to spin it, walk the dog in the
Oh,
triangle.
around the world.
Yes, around the
Yes.
world.
Wow.
So we're going to talk
Okay.
all of that next week.
I might
Okay.
have to get a yo-yo in prep for this one.
Ooh, dude, that would be. You know what? That would be pretty crazy.
would be pretty cool.
All right. Keep listening, keep enjoying, and we'll see everybody next week.